Let's talk about percussion instruments and how we're going to classify them. The percussion instruments are anything that you hit, shake, or scrape to make a sound. We use these percussion instruments in music class all the time. Some of them you'll recognize from last quarter, where we learned specific names of them. We put these instruments into different categories based on what they're made of and how they make their sounds. The first category we're going to talk about is the woods. This is any instrument that's made of wood that you strike to make a sound. So anything that is hit, like our wood block. You should remember that from last quarter. The wooden spoons, the claves, which are like really nice rhythm sticks, and the castanets. Our next category are the metals, like the triangle. See how the triangle and its beater are all metal? The cowbell, and those two you should remember from the third quarter. Our finger cymbals, which are tiny, and you ding them together to make a sound. And the bells. These are an example of bells that are put on the end of a handle, so they're easier to play. Then we have our shakes and scrapes. These are any instruments that you shake or scrape to make a sound, like these egg shakers. The sand blocks that you scrape together, and they have sandpaper on the inside. The guiro, if you remember that from last quarter, where you scrape it with a wooden stick. And the maracas that you shake to make a sound. We also have the drum family. The drum family are things like the hand drum. Now, we call this on top the drum head or the skin. It's not really made out of skin. It's usually some sort of synthetic material, kind of like a plastic or like a fabric. Okay, we call it the drum head or the skin. The hand drum has the skin on the top and we hold around the sides, just like we learned in the third quarter. There's also something called the buffalo drum, which looks a lot like the hand drum, except there's strings underneath that you hold onto and you hit it with the mallet. Then we have these big drums. These are called timpani. They even have pedals attached to the bottom to tighten or loosen the head on the top to make different sounds. Now we have one instrument that's really hard to put into the categories that we have, the tambourine. If you notice, the tambourine has a skin or a drum head on the top when they're built like this, but it also has metal things on the sides that make the sound. So in a tambourine with the head on the top, you hit the head on the top just like a drum, but then the metal thingies on the sides are what makes a sound. Or you can have a tambourine like this that does not have a head, and then you would shake it. So a tambourine can go in a lot of different categories. I'm going to put up a poll question and see what you think. Which category do you think the tambourine goes in?